Hey, how are you? Jack Scalfani here, and it is a redo episode. We are redoing the perfect gravy. This week's the perfect gravy, then we're going to take the perfect gravy and bring it next week onto the poutine. And we're going to redo the poutine. As you can see, the deep fryer is here. I just snagged it from my dad. He doesn't even know it's missing. So we're going to do that next week. But before that, I just want to say a few words about my brother Charles, who was a big supporter in making this show happen. 3 years ago, he's the reason why I started doing this. He encouraged me to do cooking tips and all that. Anyway, he's also the writer of the movie that I've been talking about that I helped produce, Solitary. It's coming out March 29th. He wrote the screenplay for it. So he's a great guy. He's a genius, and I totally look up to him. I just wanted to say thanks to him, and I want to talk about his new project because it just came out. It's his new book. It's called In the System. And it's incredible. I've read it like 5 times already. It's a great story. Geeks will love it. Romantics will love it. It's kind of a sci-fi romance. Anyway, it's a killer story, and it's available right now. And I put the link down below. If you guys could do me a favor and check it out. If you like it, it's only $3. It's like the price of a cup of coffee. If you could help support my brother on that, I'd appreciate it. I promise you won't be disappointed. As good as the movie Solitary is as good as In the System is. So check it out. Click on the link after this show and let me know what you think. I'm also giving away 2 copies of it. So I'm going to pay for 2 copies and I'm just going to give them out to you guys. Okay? It's all electronic. So if you have a Kindle, you have an iPad, you have an iPod, you have an iPhone, you can, or any of the, I think Android even has the Kindle app. If you have the Kindle app, you can read his book In the System. Just leave a comment below that you want a copy, and it's very exciting. So I'm giving away 2 of those. 2, like that. Oh, I'm so excited. All right, let's get into some gravy. You ready? I completely flubbed the last gravy episode, so I did a lot of research. It's so simple to make gravy, and I blew it. So maybe it's not that simple. But let's bring you in close. I'm going to nail it this time. I roasted some chickens last night, and I got all the drippings from them, and that's what we're going to use to make our gravy. And it's going to come out perfect. If it's the death of me, it's going to come out perfect. Okay, so here's what you need. You need some flour. You can also use cornstarch, but you won't use as much cornstarch, okay, because cornstarch is also a thickening agent. And if you're allergic to gluten, stay away from the flour and just use cornstarch instead. All right, I'm doing chicken drippings, so I have some chicken stock here, and I have the drippings from 3 chicken. What I did was I put this in the refrigerator and I let the fat cool on top, and then I removed all the fat off the top, all the yucky stuff. So now we just have the drippings left in this container. So I will show you how that works. And you're going to need a little bit of ice water. You won't need this whole cup, but you can use a little bit of that, and that's going to help you keep the flour from clumping up. Okay, first thing I want to do is I want to start smoothing out the flour. All right, before I even start heading to the stove, I want to get about 2 tablespoons of flour. That's about all you're going to need, roughly. 1. And if you don't use it all, just toss it. No big deal. 2. About 2 tablespoons. We're going to put in about half a cup of ice water. We're going to smooth it all up. I'll show you. And here's your half a cup of ice water. Just going to mix it up gently. Make sure you scrape the sides. It's probably work better with a whisk, but there you go. And it doesn't look thick. Don't worry about it, okay? Once again, got to be patient, and that's what making gravy is all about, thickening it up. You're going to put on a medium to low flame. You're going to want to heat up the drippings, okay? You don't want to boil it. You just want to heat it up. And my drippings have a lot of seasoning that fell off the roasted chicken. So I'm leaving that in there as a part of my gravy mixture. What you're going to do is you're going to add in the flour mixture that you made. Stir it up again before you put it in. There we go. And the beautiful part is if it's not thick enough, we can always add more of the flour mixture. You can mix that in. And what's going to happen is it's going to lighten up the gravy, but don't worry about it. As the gravy comes back to thickness, it's going to be darkening again, so don't even panic. There you go. Now we've only been warming this for a few minutes. It's already starting to thicken up a little bit. Before we get too thick, we want to also throw in a little chicken stock. Now if you're doing beef gravy, use beef stock, okay? And you want to get it to the level, the amount of gravy you want to add until you get to the amount of gravy that you want. And don't worry about being too thin. We can always add more flour mixture, another tablespoon at the most. Don't want to get this thing boiling, but you can turn up the flame to like a low simmer. And you're going to see the walls coating? Watch. The test is, and you see bubbles forming underneath the gravy. The test is when you swipe it, it coats the wall. Swipe it, coats the wall. You know you're getting really close. Okay, last thing you want to do is get a spoon in here before, don't scrape the bottom because you don't want to scrape your pot, but you're going to want to taste it before it comes off the stove, okay? So just stir a spoon in there and get it coated. You want to make sure you don't need any salt or pepper on this, so we're going to give that a taste. Wow, could use both. So you're going to put a little bit of salt in there, and then you put a little pepper in there. And then you're going to mix it in again. You don't want this to leave the stove until the seasoning's just right. Give that a taste again. Make sure you don't burn your mouth. Let it cool. Oh, that's it. That's it. Awesome. Let those seasonings blend. I don't need to add any more. They taste perfect. We'll let those cook for about 1 to 2 more minutes on a low flame. And then we're done. So I guess the one final question is, how do you know when gravy's done? I'm going to show you. Ready? It's real simple. It's not as thick as country gravy, brown gravy, okay? So just put your spoon in there. See how it coats? You just want it to coat. Now you could thicken it to your liking, but that's all you really need to be perfect gravy. And the flavor is amazing. So let's put this in a bowl right now. There it is. Look at that. Beautiful. You dunk it, and it coats. That is perfect. Let me taste that. Creamy to the tongue. The salt and pepper. Do not forget that salt and pepper when you are at the stove. I'm almost positive everybody will need a little salt, a little pepper. It kicks up all the drippings and the chicken stock. It's so delicious. You can see all the little bits of chicken that have like little crispies that got into the drippings. It's amazing. I got my potatoes. I'm ready to start doing my poutines, but we're going to show you that next week. Right now, I think we nailed it. I finally did the perfect gravy. Thank you guys for your patience. I love you guys. I'll talk to you next time on the next Cooking with Jack. Take care.